What's up? My name's Adam Schmieder. I'm a EDM dance artist from LA.
Hell yeah. What name do you go by?
So at the set, it got put as Chick the Pie because I think the artist of the poster just put my Instagram handle.
Oh.
But I go by just my name.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna try to at least. I'm gonna test it out because my name is like if my name's too hard to spell, or if like people just don't know how to find me, I could switch it to something else.
How would they find you?
Spotify, YouTube. I'm active on Instagram a lot too. That's just Chick the Pie as well.
How do you spell that?
CHICTAPI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. I got you.
What did that name come from?
That was like I came up with that as like a kid. I must have been like earlier than 10 or something. I just thought it was a cool like name, and it stuck ever since. Like I've been using it for something ever since like I was like 10 or 11 or something.
It's the @AOL.com
Well,
like email address. Yeah.
I had a bunch of Gmail
Yahoo
variations of Chick the Pie.
Nice.
It was my handle for like Club Penguin, for like
Club
Penguin,
Penguin.
all these crazy things.
Nice.
How old are you, bro?
23.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And you said you've been doing music for like 10 years, or
So,
you've been making music?
I've been making music for a long time. Like that was something I always kind of like I was fascinated with as a kid, and I like kind of like full throttle went into it like 4 or 5 years ago, where like I kind of like fully decided like music. But ever since I was a kid, I was always making music like either on like the piano or just on GarageBands or on something. I got really into it in school, like for a piano assignment for the piano classes I was taking. We had to compose a piece, and that's where I kind of like that. I think that's where that actually began. Like that was the first stone tossed into the water, and then after that I was just like I got into GarageBand, I got into mixing, I got into EDM stuff, and that was kind of where I used to make a bunch of just like normal EDM, try to go after like the big room house like trends, or the all the stuff that was on spinning records. And I really like Dance Dance Revolution, so I try to make stuff like that. And then I just kind of like over time branched out more into non-EDM stuff, and then into even stuff like film scores and video game music and all this other stuff.
Oh, cool. So you do like a ton of different shit.
Yeah. I try to be like, so I went to UCSB for music composition. And
right on.
I know how to do like, like an orchestra piece or like a chamber piece.
So you actually know like music theory and stuff.
Yeah, music theory is not even that. It's not hard. If someone tells you it's hard, they want to sound cool or something. It's really
My old
easy.
youth pastor said it was really hard. He was an asshole.
No, it's not hard. It's just like the only thing that's hard is like jazz. I feel like it's hard for me is like jazz stuff, because that's where they actually just made it super crazy. No, they didn't make it up.
They made it up.
They actually like
it's a conspiracy.
They stuck. It's not real.
Russians made it up.
They stuck by like the principles, but they made them so complex that it's like crazy to like look at a jazz piece.
Uh-oh.
Hello?
DoorDash driver, I'm having a hard time finding it, but it's taking me to like a blue building right here, but it doesn't say 755.
Yeah, so it's on the door.
Wait, where was
We're
I?
going to have somebody come outside right now. There's a motorcycle parked outside?
In a white car.
Okay, so up those stairs, there's a door that's marked 1755.
We got it.
Yeah.
We got it. Mike went out there.
Thank you.
That was super important business call.
Yeah. Mike's going to handle some business for us.
Real business.
Real business.
Why do you call him Mike? Why you call him Mike? You call Davey Mike?
What?
Isn't he Dominic?
What? No, that's always been Mike.
Mike, cut that out.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike's our Jamie.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
But sometimes it's not the same Mike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But
Yeah,
we got to keep it consistent.
Yeah.
For the crowd.
We can't confuse the crowd.
Yeah, we got
Because otherwise they're gonna be like, where did Mike go? Who's this new guy?
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to
really funny.
mess with their hearts
That's
like
really
that.
funny.
You know, professionalism.
Yeah.
That's actually good. What was the question?
Well, we were talking about music theory, and it's kind of like you going to school.
Yeah, so I know how to do I do a lot of work even now. I'm doing film scores. I'm doing video game music. And that's
Is that what you do for work? Like your day job? You only do music full time?
yeah.
Oh, that's
I've
sick.
fully gone the music route, and I have the skill set, I guess, to do more wide like jobs, like doing a film score, like not other producers or other artists probably. It's like that's not something that's typically expected of them.
Yeah.
But I
Thank you, Mike.
have the interest and I have the skill set of that to do that.
It turned off.
That one.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Is that one still going? Just as long as it's red.
Yes, sir.
All right, it's fine. Just put that one on the ground.
So, what is, like, film score for, like, the people that don't know?
So like a film score is like, what'll typically happen is, it's a short film or like a like a 30 minutes film that a student makes or some
Like an indie
small
film.
thing. That's all I've scored. At some point, I'd love to do like a larger film, but it's like a 30 or something, 20 something, 30-minute film, and they will either send me the film in its completed stage and say we want music at these scenes, and they'll say, and I'll have a lot of calls with them saying like trying to like pick what they want for the scenes, what instruments they want, what vibes they want, the emotions of those scenes. These like I ask them a bunch of questions to try to like figure out what is going on in these scenes, or the film's not even made yet and they want the music first, or they want ideas of the music and then they're going to use those ideas to kind of shape the film. That's what I'm at. I'm doing a film right now that's doing that. The previous film I did was they had the full thing done and I just made the music for it, and that went really well. And I love doing film scores. It's fun. It's really fun for me.
So you do, like, the soundtracks, kind of... Do you do, like, the sound effects? Like, what is that... what's that called?
It's Foley.
Foley, yeah. Do you do that as well?
I've actually kind of recently gotten into, like, sound design. Like,
Oh, so that's a different realm.
It is a different realm, but I think as of recent, some of the artists, the composers are kind of branching in that realm to either make more money or to, widen their skill set. Because it's like, there's not a real reason why you won't be able to do that. It's you're doing the same. The only thing that's different is like recording Foley is like a whole other thing, and I don't know anything about that. I know arranging Foley to make a convincing sound design. I can do that pretty well. Like arranging like these sound effects to sync with the visuals. I can do that like really, really well. But recording the actual stuff, I have no idea how to do. I don't know anything about mics. I mean, that's a whole like, thing I have to get into. So.
Speaking of that too, you also design your own graphics and stuff for your shows and stuff. Yeah. How does that work?
So I got into that. Oh, what did I get into doing that? I always found like visuals as like something that's like the merge of audio and visuals, like something that's always drawn me the most. So like I always wanted some type of visual component for music. I got into doing it like what I did at the show.
I loved that, by the way.
Thank you.
So
super sick.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Super cool.
Thank you. I was very happy with how that turned out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should have seen this guy like setting it up. He put the projectors like all over the place to find like the perfect position, and we ended up tying it to our light bar with zip ties.
He's like 20 zip ties.
Hung it over the fan and shit.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that was most proud of that. I was like, yeah, this is like the most bootleg thing, but it turned out so cool. I was so happy with how that turned out.
Probably find the video of that on like the Calvin Sunday Instagram or on our YouTube channel.
And probably eventually on his as well.
Once I get the footage from everybody who recorded, because apparently a bunch of people recorded.
Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff.
I sent a bunch to Davey.
Oh, you sent some stuff to Davey?
Yeah, I got like 8 videos or something.
Let's go.
Yeah,
so then I
cool
can string them
visuals for
together in a set or something. Because I can edit it probably on my own.
Yeah, that's cool.
But visuals, so let's see. Like when did I think I'm gonna say like a year, 2 years ago, maybe over 2 years ago, I started getting into graphic design.
Okay.
Because there's a world in part of UCSB music composition. You kind of learn all these compositional things with music. One of the things that's kind of an artistic endeavor in music composition is something called a graphic score. And so you've seen like a score, like a Beethoven piece, it's the little music notes and stuff. Mm-hmm. There's a movement that started, I don't know when, it's always kind of been there, of making those scores themselves pieces of art. And so they want to make like a really cool looking score. And that kind of went from making the score very colorful and all this other stuff, making it very like ornate, into like making the score like a bunch of like a painting or something, and that's the piece of music, and you have to learn how to read that as a piece of music. So I started doing that for some class assignments, and I got really into like I had a particular graphic style that had a lot of like.
That's mine.
Is that your camera? Or is that your...
That's my GoPro.
Oh, GoPro.
Just making sounds.
I had a. I got into like this like very geometric like style of graphic design that I'd use for my graphic scores, and so when you look at my graphic score, it's like. Mine. Is that just turning on?
Fuck.
It's all good. We'll figure out the video one day.
Yeah. All right. Video component coming soon.
Yeah. It's the curse.
Yeah.
It's all right. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, sure.
All right. I'm going to Best Buy after this. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
Next episode will be much better.
You can use a phone if you really.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Continue with what you were saying.
I got into this like style of like graphic design. It was very like particular to me. It was like these very fractal geometric things, and I'd use that in these graphic scores. And so you'd like a piece of a piece of music that you like that someone would be able to play. You'd hand them the score, and it's not score. It's like this weird language, and I'd have to have a section where I explain how to read it and all this other stuff. And I got into that, and that was really cool. And that was part of a class. A bunch of class assignments were like that. And it was really, really cool. And then, like, I guess the inevitable, like, direction was, like, I started doing that in, like, 3D space. And so I started getting into Blender also for another class.
Is that like Grindr?
For boys. For the boys.
Blender is, like, this free 3D modeling thing that I got into... like at the senior year of college, and you were able to make like it react to audio and stuff.
Oh, okay. And so like what was happening with
So a lot of the tracks were made in Blender. They're the more like I don't know like narrative or ornate like visuals. I got into doing that and like figuring out how to do it like in Blender in like the 3D digital space like that. I just figured it out on my own in these classes I was taking. And then recently I've got into this other software called Touch Designer where it's way more integrated for like musicians to kind of use it. Blender is like, it can be used to do audio reactive stuff, but it's not its main like focus. Okay. This is like its main focus, and so I've used it to make all the other visuals that were at the show in like the past 2 weeks. Like I just grinded them out. Just, like every single visual was like a visual I made like a day. Like I spent one day making one and the next day making another. I just grinded that. So the past 2 weeks is just like a huge grind, like finishing the music, finishing those visuals. But yeah, and so I've gotten hired to do visuals before, and that's also a fun process. It's like very similar principles to making a piece of music or like a film score. It's like you have to assess what they're like they're mentally seeing, what they're like picturing, what they're kind of like the emotions they want, like the narrative that they want for the visuals.
You really got to match them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool. What's like what would you say is like the goal? Because you obviously have a lot of different interests in all this right now. Yeah. So do you want to like stick more towards the film visual type design thing, or do you like the house music and kind of want to go with that? Or are you doing whatever?
I want to go like full gun-ho on like me as the artist.
Yeah.
And like if someone goes to like an Adam SCHMIEDER performance, they're having a visual experience that I've made, and they're having a narrative experience that I've made, and they're having this music experience I've made, and they're having like a lot of my compositional elements, even in some of the tracks of the set, like there's like some parts with choir, strings, or these really nice chord progressions. Those all shine through in my tracks, and so like what I really want now, I've kind of settled on this like in the past couple of years, is like me as the artist. Mm-hmm. Like you go to a performance by me and you're getting an artistic experience you're not going to get anywhere else.
Dude, the visual component honestly made it seem... It took it to another level, honestly, because, like, you know, the lights and moving around is all cool and stuff.
Yeah.
But having that real visualizer, like, everywhere and on your face, it looked really, really sick.
Yeah,
especially, like I was saying, like, last night, like, with the backdrop, with your shadow in the fractals and stuff. Just looking at that was just a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
It was something else, dude.
I freaking love the idea of the... I've been fascinated with, like, the idea of the projectors on me for a long time, because I think it looks so cool.
Yeah, that's something else,
crazy.
bro.
So, like, if you, like, all my performances visuals are a must.
Yeah.
I gotta find I either have to buy a projector, I have to find one, and then have like 2 of them or 3 of them set up for all my performances, or have something with the lights, or something with my audio reactive like things, and because those little like music videos are like little mini stories. Like they follow the progression of the music, and so there's moments where it's way more peaceful, and moments where it's like crazy, and then it goes back and it dials down again. And that's like a must. Like those putting on more shows like that is like what I want to go forward. And I like I just tend towards the EDM, like house landscape. I just like that grooviness of it. But also there's like a bunch of experimental components I'll inject in there, and there's a bunch of compositional stuff I'll put in there. Like these really ornate like passages of like cinematic moments, or these really crazy harmonic moments. Kind
of making your own style and just cutting your own path.
My style, I would say my style is like a combination of all the influences, like the music composer influences, the EDM influences, like all these other fascinations I've had.
What would you say were your influences? Like, who would you say? And
when I was a kid, I was a lot of EDM stuff, and it was a lot of Japanese EDM, because it was Dance Dance Revolution.
Like Japanese fusion jazz.
No, I never got into jazz.
Really?
I never got into jazz. I'm getting into jazz like now, like just like barely.
Look up Japanese fusion jazz.
I've heard.
You have?
It's
okay,
crazy.
yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Also, math rock was
dude, math rock is my shit. I fucking love.
Okay, so the way I go about like listening to music is like I like hyper focus on one genre or one artist for like a year or 2 years, and then I move on to the next one. So when I was really young, it was this Dance Dance Revolution music, which is all these Japanese EDM artists, and they make like these crazy fast tracks. Then it was traditional EDM music of like Hardwell, like Martin Garrix, like all the traditional EDM guys, as a like all the spinning record, anything the spinning record put out. I was there listening to it, and I was just like by myself, just in my room as a kid.
Yeah, bro.
And then it was I forgot about this because I did an interview last night. I forgot about this. But it was after that I went into math rock, and I was only listening to this band called 65 Days of Static.
Fire.
It was a math rock band, and I was only listening to them for like a year. And that style, like I don't know what drew me into it. Also the Glitch Mob.
You listen to Polyphia?
No, but I've heard of.
Dude,
I've heard of them before.
So good.
It's a math rock.
Yeah, Tim Henderson, dude, he's like nasty on the guitar.
Oh wait, I think Polyphia, didn't they play in Reading?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, no?
I don't know.
I thought someone said
if
they did something.
That would be tight. But they're pretty big now, dude. They're getting something.
Yeah, the math rock, post rock stuff, I'm still interested now.
Yeah.
Like some artists, if you want like a list of artists, do you know Godspeed You, Black Emperor? That's a math rock or more post rock. And that's, let's see, I like Kanye. I was into Kanye for a good like year or two. I'm kind of exhausted of him now, but just his music.
Yeah.
Like I just can't. Like I've listened to it so much. It's like eating the same food. I don't know for like 2 years. It's like I don't want to touch the food anymore.
Chicken and rice.
Hey man, it's fine, I guess.
Shoot, what are some like more modern, like Aphex Twin is like a drum and bass IDM guy. Tim Hecker is a more ambient guy. One Tricks Point Never. He's the guy who produces for The Weeknd.
Okay.
He's insanely him as an artist. I think he's my favorite artist. I think. James Blake, I think, has got some good stuff. Dang, I always forget my list of influences. I have my list of artists,
especially on the spot.
Yeah, I always try to like write it. Like I'll have to go through my Apple or Spotify like listening. Like, oh yeah, there's that guy. That
Who are you listening to now?
Right now, oh my gosh, I don't even know.
Pull it up, dude. Yeah, who are you listening to?
Let's see.
I do the same fucking thing. Anytime someone's like, "Do you want to put on a song?" I'm like, "Yeah, hold on."
Let me think of what
King Crimson. King Crimson's a big one. Oh, I was listening to American Football. They're pretty good. David Bowie.
David Bowie's good.
Got into a little bit of Velvet Underground. James Blake, Aphex Twin, Sam Gilliatree, and then a bunch of other lesser known people. J. Paul, just barely.
Hell yeah.
Jake Paul makes music now too.
J. Paul. That's what I thought first when I heard his name. I was like Jake Paul. Why
no, I'm pretty sure he wrestles now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's WWE.
Yeah, something like that.
Are you into combat sports at all?
No, my brother though, my little brother, he's like an MMA like young
Little legend.
No, he's like he's good. He goes to the competitions, like wrestling competitions, or the little things, and I think he does really, really well. He beat up my friend one time. My friend challenged him to a wrestling match, and he destroyed him.
Hell yeah!
And my friend's like 6'2", like 225, and my little brother is like 170, 5'7". He destroyed him.
Those the little guys.
Wrestling's a really good skill, and you don't have to be that big to take on somebody way bigger than you.
Yeah. No, he's all into the like all he posts on his Instagram is like fighting stuff, like combat, like posts of the match results because him and his friends will get together and like bet on it or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what other kind of stuff are you into? Is it just mainly just anything music based right now, or?
That's a good question. I do a lot of like. I always look for more art. A lot of my friends back home, it's like a collective of artists. So we each have like our own skill set, and so some of my closest friends are like architect or clothing design or writing or
nice.
Like trinkets, like lighters or like little things, little crafted items. And so a lot of those, like having those influences around me have kind of led me to kind of open myself to them as well. So like I have clothing that I'm coming out with, it's finally in production for my first EP. Oh, I actually have I brought my CDs with me for my first EP.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Yes, thanks,
check
Mike.
Those out, bro.
Yeah. These are... yeah, thank you, Mike. So I got these made for my first ambient, or this is my first project I released on Apple Music. Oh, dang, dude, I got all banged up probably after this set.
Dude, that's dope that you actually are, like, making your own CDs still. Even though, you know, like...
It was
it's
really
a lost
fun
thing, but it's so cool.
artistic process. Because it was like... And if you open it up here, I love looking at these because I got to design these. Open it up, and it's like...
Oh, dude, that's so cool.
So
we'll put this on our Instagram. We'll take some pictures and put it on our Instagram.
And down to brass tacks, how much did it cut? These look expensive to me.
Okay, so
yeah, for real. How much did this cost,
That's what you think, but I got 50 of these made, and it only costed me, I think, $2.70.
$2.70 because they were just like, damn, we have all these CDs that nobody uses. We need to get rid of these.
Yeah. $270 total for like the production and the shipping.
How many did you make?
Okay.
I made 50.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm selling these for $10 each, but I only sold I think 20, and I just have 30 sitting at home. And these ones now I'm looking at them are kind of like banged up. So I don't know if I can
Those are sick, bro.
Dude, they're awesome, bro.
Yeah,
don't sell yourself short. These are sick.
Like I love if you open it up. Oh, shoot. Here. The CD itself, getting this printed, and this background art stuff there.
That's cool.
And then when you slide this out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the book.
Dude, that was one of my favorite things as a kid.
Same.
Looking at CDs and like looking at like through the booklet and like all the crazy shit that they have in there.
Look at that. So I have like a note. I have a funny story. Then I have some stuff from like how I made the cover art, and this.
Dude, that's so cool that you did that still.
Yeah.
Like
I
just don't see people doing that anymore.
I got super into like just like the artistic process of it. I was looking at it for a long time. I was asking my friends like, should I make CDs? Some of them said like, no, don't make CDs. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. No one's gonna buy them. But I was like, oh, dude, they look so cool. And
dude,
I thought in my head like, oh, it looks so cool to have one of these in my hand and just be able to be like, this is mine.
Yo, I did like. Just having it, I don't even have a CD player. I want this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. Yeah. It's cool that you made it.
It's almost like a relic now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like just something cool to have, like in your, like on your wall or just like in your, your repertoire.
Yeah. There's also artists that I think still release on like cassette tapes too. Like they're still like it's a common thing. It's like cassette releases of like, maybe minor or major. I don't know if major artists still do it, but definitely the minor ones are still doing like cassette releases.
Yeah. I know
even
that
more than CD releases.
I know that for a lot of the major artists on their more like notable drops, they're doing vinyl still, which is cool.
Yeah.
But vinyl's kind of classic, you know.
Vinyl, dude, I would love to do vinyl because that's where you can go like full.
It just looks.
When you buy a vinyl, like if you buy a vinyl from an artist now, it's not just the vinyl. It's like, well, I think the deluxe ones are more. Like, you get, like, this book of art, you get like, these sleeves, you get these, like, crazy, like, alternate things. What I don't like though is like they sound like I want more. I want more than like because they'll just have like a bunch of pictures, like a bunch of like little throwaway pictures. But I want more. So if I make more of these, or if I make more like physical releases, this is a 3-page like little pamphlet. I want like a 16-page pamphlet.
Dude, that would be crazy. You just fill that shit like a video game, bro.
Like with like lore, like stories, lore, like art.
That's tight.
That would be that's the vibe I want to go for.
No, I love that, bro. I don't believe in it being a waste of money. Like this is an art piece. It's really cool, you know, and just. You know,
it's just awesome.
If you make more, don't forget about the podcast, bro. Make sure you nail them up here. I don't think that you mentioned. Where do you live at?
So I live in Torrance. I live in Old Torrance, an apartment.
Yeah.
So I don't pay rent right now.
Yeah.
So right now it's like I have the apartment's gonna get completely like torn down and renovated in like probably less than 2 years, and so I have that time to kind of like figure things out,
establish
myself as a music artist, to kind of go forth with all this crazy stuff. And this was this was like a really big opportunity in my like worldview of like meeting all these other artists here, putting on a show, getting the footage and stuff like that, and I can use that to pitch to other things like that. Because the only other performance I've done besides this was my senior recital, which was still a big.
Dude, I was gonna say that wasn't your first performance, was it?
That was my third performance total.
Nice.
Total performance. Yeah, so my first performance was in USC at a house backyard thing. My second performance was at UCSB for my final project. In the composition major, you have to put on a performance, but my performance was like an EDM kind of thing.
That's really cool.
That's dope. And
it was never done before in my major. It was like something that I had to like talk and convince my way into doing that.
That must have been super fun for everybody that was just there listening to everything.
Yeah. It was, oh man.
What grade did you get?
It was honest. It's just like a pass-fail, and they said it says pass because it was
D+.
That'd be bad. That was
C-, just barely made it.
That'd be so bad.
So this is like your first one that you did with all the visuals and everything.
My previous performance, my recital was also visuals. There was projectors and visuals. That one was more refined in terms of like the visuals. They were more narrative stuff. I had three of those tracks made it into the set that I did here.
Okay.
My recital was, I think, 8 tracks, and a lot of them they were more like crazy. They weren't danceable. They were like you sit there. 3 of the tracks were danceable, and those are the ones that made it into the set.
Right.
But the other tracks were like you sit there and you experience them, which is what this project is. This project's not dance music. This project is like ambient, like ambience, like I don't even know how to describe this. It's like the actual music itself is electronic ambient, but the emotions of it are very like contemplative and
very cool.
Kind of existential, kind of like
right
not like kind of like cathartic. Cathartic's the best word to describe it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the final track on here is called Catharsis, and that's a 20-minute long track that I made for a project.
Holy shit!
Last year and a half.
What's
ago.
the project called?
This project is called Past the Ladder of Horizon.
Oh, wow, I like that.
My next project.
Hey, you just released this, it looks like.
Yeah, I released
a couple months ago.
Yeah, in October. This is my first real release.
That's awesome,
It was a bunch of tracks that were never gonna see the light of day because they were compositional pieces.
Yeah.
And my style's not that anymore. I'm doing these dance tracks. I'm doing these things that were at the set. That's where I'm gonna go from now on.
Do you have this on your iTunes or your SoundCloud?
So that's the only project I have released officially.
Okay.
All the dance stuff is I'm still kind of thinking what I should do. Okay, I want to do singles. I want to do this. I want to start a release plan, this release thing, plan these albums that I have in my head.
And so, if I go just it's just your name on iTunes or on Apple Music or Spotify or whatever.
Adam Schneider, Past the Ladder of Horizon. Hell yeah, this is sick, dude. Yeah. You said you were mentioning something about another project that you're working on?
Did I? I'm working on right now. It's a really, really, really awesome project I'm working on now. For my next album is gonna be this it's gonna be an explosive. It's an EDM kind of record. It's a electronic music record, but it's very. I put so much thought and there's a narrative to it. There's a story kind of being told. This you can kind of and it kind of flows together. But they're all dance tracks. 3 of those tracks also were in the set from yesterday.
Okay.
So 3 of those tracks from that project are on was in that set, and a bunch of them were on the recital. And it's like, I kind of go into like very experimental electronic, but kind of like it's hard to even call it an EDM record. It's like EDM influenced, but then it goes into like very compositional territory.
Okay.
Like the forms of these tracks.
Kind of like crafting your own new genre with
kind
this.
of, yeah. I don't know what it's called yet, but it's like a merge of my compositional interests and also my desire to experiment, which is always something that's driving me forward, and then my artistic interests, like from my childhood, like EDM and stuff. Like, all these influences come together into one, and oh no,
again, the camera again.
Why is it still there?
No. Why are you not paying attention to my fucking camera, dude? Every time. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
We got a new camera.
Yeah, and it stopped working while we were recording too.
No, I think it ran out of memory or something.
Yeah.
I didn't even grab a memory card. I just like used whatever the fuck was in it.
Was that the one that was at the show last night, or is that a different one?
No, that one was. There was a bunch of cameras out. I think.
Yeah.
I think Jerry brought his.
I didn't even see the Jerry guy. Everyone's talking about Jerry.
He's very low key. He's just wearing all black and just kind of like silently walks around with the camera. And
He's
then
a
goes
photo
into the
ninja.
garage. Yeah.
He's a photo ninja. He like comes in, snaps a few pictures in the dark, and he's gone. And it's the best pictures too. Like
Wow.
he'll get the sickest pictures and the best footage. Dude. He's
so
great.
hyped to see
He
that.
loves being behind the camera. Like I've been trying to get him on here, but every time at first he was like, I don't know, I kind of like to stay behind the camera, so this is gonna be interesting. And every time it's like, oh yeah, can't do it. Like, he just loves being the guy behind the camera, you know.
You can be Mike.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, we might have to purposely not have a video on that one, you know. But
that's funny.
Yeah, no doubt. So tell us about like your upbringing a little bit.
Yeah. Sure. Like I grew up in Redondo Beach, in LA, and I went to.
Don't worry about that.
I went to school in Redondo Beach at a Catholic school called St. Lawrence, and I met one of my best friends there. This guy named John, and maybe I should. I don't think they want to be named. I met one of my
change their names.
Yeah. I met one of my best friends there, and we had like a circle because we were very creative, and so we were kind of the oddballs in our class because we were the only people that would like do creative things, and so we would make these videos and these skits and these stupid like things, and we like these comedic things. But we were like 4th grade, 5th grade.
Yeah.
Making these like stupid comedic things, and then that kind of stuck. Like we continued to do that until like the end of middle school, and so like we would always like actually creatively influence each other. Like we would make, like they actually got one of my friends, like we had a triage of people. One of my friends got really into filming, like cinematography stuff, because he would film these little stupid videos with us. But he would be really ornate about the camera placement, and we do like sometimes we do like serious, like quote unquote serious videos where it's like he was really obsessed with like apocalyptic movies, and so we try to film like these like apocalypse kind of like films of the world is kind of ended and everyone's kind of like foraging for themselves and finding each other. And
that's funny you say that, because me and one of my best friends who I started doing music with actually did like almost like a super similar thing.
That's so funny.
We had a YouTube channel and everything.
Yeah, we had a YouTube channel.
Yeah, we did. Looking back, I cringe every time I look at them.
Dude, old YouTube videos or like seeing yourself on video.
Oh man, dude.
Dude.
We would make these like stupid videos, but like I would like score them too. Like I would do the music for them.
Okay.
Oh,
so like it was like we were all artists, and we were all kind of without even knowing it, we were like kind of
shaping yourself for the future.
Our creative like endeavors, and we were like the total oddballs. Like it was like it was just us like in the class, and so like we would always hang out. Like our class, like we would show our videos to the class. Like we'd have them like presented.
Nice.
And they were super stupid, like bizarre and weird, and like we just would do that all through middle school, and then we kind of stopped talking to each other in high school, We kind of went our separate ways, and then we got back together. Like, we all came back together, and we started making even more, like, stuff like that. But now, like, all of us have continued, like, to do creative
on your
stuff like that.
paths.
So, like, that was the real, like, that was the real genesis story of my, I guess, my creative interest was, like, these guys. It was, like, us, like, just doing these fun things, because we thought they were fun. We would do, like serious stuff, what we thought was, like, serious war film or something we try to film, or we do these comedic sketches, or they drew a lot of comics, and I'm trying to draw comics with them, and these could be, like, ranging from anything. And so that was, like, a circle to I totally was just, like, immersed in that for years and years. My parents are also both, like, artistically inclined. My mom's an artist, my dad's a writer.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
They
That's
both
cool.
worked in the film industry. And so I was always kind of, like, surrounded by just, like,
Your artistic side
Variation.
was like really nurtured growing up.
oh, super.
You still
So
hang out with the old YouTube crowd at all?
Oh, big time. So
Hell
one
yeah,
of
bro.
them is, like, both of them are, like, my really good friends, but one of them I hang out with more. And he goes to, or actually I probably shouldn't say, but me and him, like are always hanging out.
Are they still making music or making videos?
No,
or?
they're all of them are now in their fields of
Oh,
creative
that's
endeavor.
awesome, dude.
One of them is doing cinematography for, like, Netflix stuff, like all these crazy
Oh,
things.
damn.
The other one is doing, like, the other one was more like, mechanically inclined, and so he's doing, like, mechanical engineering stuff.
Yeah.
He's also, like, drawing. His art's really good.
Nice.
And so, like, all of us have kind of, like, shot towards our, like, designated fields of interest.
Dude,
Like,
I love
and
that.
it really stemmed from that, like, elementary school, first grade, we were all, like, friends. Like, we were, like, hanging out every, like, day, doing something stupid, like,
Dude, I love
filming these
that.
videos.
That's a hell of an origin story.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
for real.
crazy. It was awesome. So it was, like, that was, like, the true, like just, like, the fun, like, probably every time we hung out, we were either discussing ideas for a video, or discussing ideas for, like, filming that video, or doing something, like, in that realm of, like...
Is that where Chick to Pee came from?
Chick to Pie came about in that process,
Gotcha.
and it was, like... I came up with it, and I was like, oh, this is, like, a fun, cool word. I probably heard it. I don't even know where I got it from. And I remember...
Almost sounds like a Pokemon.
Yeah, it kind of... I think it stems from... The progenitor of Chick to Pie was the word Chick-to-puss. And I think I heard that in Chowder. And I thought that was, like, a fun word.
okay.
And then I conjugated it into my own
Gotcha,
thing.
right on.
And, like, okay, the plural of Chick-to-puss, Chick-to-Pie. And then I kind of respelled it. And I was like, okay, that's got a fun little 8-word thing. I'm just going to stick with it forever. And I just did. And so
Nice.
it was my name for everything. It was my
That's
name that
cool.
I used for, like, all my gamer tags and stuff.
Dude, isn't it wild to think about, like, when you were younger, how much easier it was to just put stuff out without caring about it, and now it's like, damn,
now
I
it's
really
almost
want
like
to
a job.
craft my,
Yeah.
like, I want it to be a certain way, and so it's harder to release, like, an album or something,
yeah.
whereas
Oh,
when
yeah.
you're a kid, you're like, oh, dude, I just made a song, like, I'm fucking putting that out, or
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I just made this sweet video, I'm putting it on YouTube,
Yeah.
and with no thought,
No, yeah, no single thought. Didn't even think, like...
yeah. Like, how is this going to be received?
Yeah, it
like,
was
I
just
want
like-
this
it
to
was just
sound a certain way.
Like
Raw.
like me and my friend that made videos, like we would hang out all the time and we would just freestyle. Like not
Tight.
thinking anything, just thinking we were like stupid and like funny and stuff, and like come to think like later on, like throughout my life, it just stuck with me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, like, looking out for that, and, like, if anyone ever has kids, it's like, you got looking out for that, that's, like, a good thing. It's like, okay, they're doing that, because that means they're going to go...
And that's what they want to do.
creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nurture creativity
that's
for
their,
sure.
like, that's, like, the golden... And a lot of, like, some of my friends' parents didn't like that they were doing that stuff. They didn't like that they were going that route. They wanted them to focus on school and stuff like that.
Dude,
Yeah.
I fought my mom, like, for my independence for a very long time.
Yeah, me
And
too.
not in a negative way, but, like, she wants me to have, like, a good career and to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I just, like, want to do my own thing.
Yeah.
I like doing my own stuff and,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
making my own businesses or running my own things. Like, I just like to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now she finally understands now that I'm older. And she's like, oh, this is actually, like, not for everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I had
that-
the advantage of my parents were, like,
Are artsy
artsy.
already.
My mom was very, like, on board with, like, super on board with the music stuff. My dad as well.
Yeah.
And it was like there wasn't even, like, any pushback. It was like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
And don't get me wrong, my mom was very supportive of everything I did, but it was always like, just remember, this is a hobby and you got to get a career.
They try to make the distinction.
Yeah. It's like, well, you know.
It's just because, like in their time, people couldn't make it doing this. No social media, but now with social media and the birth of, like, the new wave, the new generation of music and creativity and art, being able to share it across the world instantaneously, like, it's a lot easier to be able to actually make a career out of this. You know, because you don't have to fucking go to a label and pitch them your idea and, like, make CDs and sell them on the fucking... You know?
Well, I'm not even talking about just music,
but
you know,
that's
anything,
that's
really.
just one
avenue, but
avenue
now, you know, for example, my mom was a bodybuilder and personal trainer back in the day, and so she knows how to make money doing that, but she realized, you know, that's not a sustainable career for her at the time and moved to the medical field. But now, with, like, the birth of social media and stuff, there's personal trainers online that are making huge careers out of it, you know, and so there's just different ways of going about things now with the birth of the internet and social media. So I think it's really important to, now more than ever, to, like, nurture your kids' creativity and support them and push them not only to find a good career or whatever, but just, like, support them in whatever they want to do, because you can make a career out of anything now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just the issue of them not understanding what that is, what the field is. They just think
times
it's, like,
change.
They think it's, like, not sustainable, and there's a lot of my friends have to go through that, like, that period of, like, their parents not understanding what the heck they're doing.
It's different experiences, different perspectives. You know, it's just like when you. My buddy described it pretty well. Like, you could see the same. You could do a science experiment, right? Get the same result 1,000 times. I do the same science experiment. I get a different result one time. The first time I do it, you know, because it was that 1 in a million chance that that's going to happen. We're both going to have different perspectives on it, but we are both right. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Yeah,
it's very fair.
So that period of getting, like, I don't know, your parents to, or, like, the people in your family or something, even like random people, or like friends who don't know what I'm doing. They're like, oh, Adam, like, what is this? Like, isn't it time to get a real job? It's like, guys, just,
no,
you guys
it's not.
You guys don't know what's going on.
Give it 10 years, bro. Just give it 10 years.
Yeah. It's like, I'm gonna make it or break it in this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and if I don't succeed in this, I'm absolutely 100% fine in that. I'm happy that I chased my dream.
Yeah. At least I tried.
Yeah, I tried, like, with everything I had.
It's not at least I tried. Like, if you do it long enough, you've made it, you know? Yeah. Like, you're gonna make it. You're gonna figure it out eventually, as long as you take the opportunities that are presented to you and don't, like... I think the main thing is not forcing it and doing it for fun. Like, try not to do things just to make money or to get rich or something. I think it's really difficult to do it that way. But better if you're just like, I want to provide something to somebody, you know, or I want to express myself, and you just do it. People believe that and, like, feel that authenticity, I think.
Yeah.
That's the difference between, like what I discovered, like... Because I was just doing music and kind of trying to think about, like, okay, what would people like to hear? What would people like to hear? And then one day, like, I sat down and I realized, I was like, this is classified as art. This is art. And what do artists do? They make whatever the fuck they want to make, whatever they're feeling at the time, and people love it just because it's authentic. And it's them. It shows them who you are, and that's what people want to see. Is they want to see who you are.
Because people relate to... Like, somebody will relate to you no matter who it is. Like, 10 people might relate to you, or 100 million people, you know? Like, everybody might relate to you. You never know. But it's more just about being, like, yourself, I think, in art.
Yeah. I like to think of it, now, I especially think, like, with the friends that I've made, what drives me a lot is, like, how am I gonna, like, make them be like, what the F am I listening to? Like, how am I gonna make them be like, this is insane, this is crazy. That sticks in my mind a lot of the time. It's like that's a big motivator, is like I can't wait to show my friends this and then, like, freak the F out.
Yeah.
Like, the craziness that I've, like, stored in this track. That's a huge motivator.
I love doing that too. Like the excitement of just being able to, like, bring it to your friends.
And just hit play and just watch them kind of, like, just like, watch their faces like morph and be like, oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
like a huge. That's like, oh yes.
It's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a good, I think, more so than like, do I care if a crowd likes this?
Yeah.
Do I care if my friends like this? My friends that I think have valuable artistic.
You value their opinion.
I value their opinions and I value their own pursuits. If I can impress one of them, it's like I've impressed more than 1 million people.
Yeah.
Like in a crowd, the value of that's much more than impressing a crowd to me.
Well, you're picking people to surround yourself that push you to be better, and that I think goes in anything. You have to surround yourself with people who are at a higher level than you in order to reach that level. Because if you're at the bottom of your 5 friends or whatever, and they're all doing better than you, then you're like, oh shit, I don't want to like be a burden. I have to perform better, and it makes you better that way.
Yeah. And that's a choice that people have to make. It's kind of a hard choice too.
Yeah.
Because there are some people like the crowd I hang out with now is not the same crowd I hung out with like in high school, maybe even before that. Over time, I've kind of geared myself towards surrounding myself with the people that really push me towards this, like,
Nothing wrong with that.
Goal. Yeah.
crazy like these goals. One of my friends had a really interesting idea. He said that this is more so like with friendship and respect. But he said that you should treat your friends as if they're celebrities, because you never take for granted that they're gonna be there, because you always want to like you want to impress them and you want to maintain their respect. You want it to be a mutual thing, not like a codependent thing where it's like you could do whatever, like you can kind of just neglect a friend or like and just expect that it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Because you guys hang out, or like you motivate each other to push yourself forwards. And as you said before, like seeing a friend do something crazy, it's like, damn, what am I doing? Like, I don't even do that.
Yeah,
And
what am I doing, dude? I'm not doing anything.
It's like super cycle. It's like some of my friends have had really good opportunities, like huge opportunities, and it's like in those moments I'm like, oh, I feel like I don't like I want to do something like this.
It's
I
like,
need to,
damn, why isn't that me? I want to do that.
And it's like, oh damn, like they're gonna blow up. I gotta figure something out.
Yeah,
I gotta
start. I gotta start putting my shit out, or
Yeah.
like I gotta start.
Dude. I gotta be on the same level with them.
Yeah. Because then I don't want to fall behind. I don't
Yeah.
wanna feel like
If all your friends release 10 albums in 1 year and you don't even have one, you're like, oh shit, like, they're gonna leave me.
Yeah. In the dust.
So.
Well, with that, I think it's time we got to start wrapping up. I wish we had more time. There was a lot of technical difficulties starting out.
That was yeah.
But definitely next time you're in town or whenever, we got to have you on again.
Yeah,
man.
we'd love to have you on again, bro. This was a really good conversation. I loved hearing about like your background, and you're honestly not in a bad way. You're such a fucking music nerd. I love it so much, dude. You're such a nerd about this stuff. You're like, I love the way that the music and the visuals. I love that. That's so sick.
Yeah.
Like, keep at it, bro, and like keep doing your shit. You're awesome, bro.
Thank you, man.
Facts.
And your show was sick. So
Thank you, dude.
Yeah,
Thank
straight
you.
up.
yeah.
I'm very happy that it turned out. I'm happy that it landed like with everybody.
Yeah, it was
Everybody
cool,
thought it
bro.
was awesome.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Well, we're the Broccoli Pod.
I'm Capital J,
I'm Augie Dupre.
and this is.
Adam Schmieder.
All right, one more time. Where can we find you at?
I'm on YouTube, Instagram. Oh shoot, where else? SoundCloud,
Apple Music,
Apple Music,
Spotify.
Yeah, the streaming
streaming
services.
platforms.
Right now, I'm under Adam Schmieder, and my last name is spelled SCHMIEDER.
That's right, bro. We appreciate you.
Might have to change that. It's a little hard to spell.
Hey, dude.
And we'll also tag him in all of the links and everything, so you can find his music on his profile.
Definitely check it out.
Yeah.
All right, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
We'll catch you on the next one.
See you.